It's one of the weirdest stories we've had to talk about for some time, and I am going to file it under the category of semi-speculative. We're going to be talking about something that was apparently leaked on Telegram by Lynn Wood, who got it from someone else who might have gotten it from the laptop that might have been Hunter Biden's. So bear all of that in mind as we talk about this. I find it to be an interesting think piece because the thing that was leaked by Lynn Wood is this email that we're gonna show you right now. It is an email from 2014 from Tucker Carlson to Hunter Biden, which is weird. One might not have expected to see something like this, but in particular, the content of it is interesting as well. So let's jump into that. It starts off with Biden saying, "Hunter, I can't thank you enough for writing that letter to Georgetown on Buckley's behalf. So nice of you, I know it'll help. Hope you're great and we can all get dinner soon." Hunter Biden is said to have replied, "Hey buddy, I need Buckley's CV if you have one handy, thanks. Of course, getting on a plane now, but I'll ask Susie to send it right away. Thanks again, it's really nice of you to do this." So that was between Tucker Carlson and the then son of the then Vice President Joe Biden, with Tucker Carlson asking the son of the Vice President to help his kid get into college. I believe it was Georgetown. Who apparently he didn't end up going to Georgetown, by the way, as an interesting historical footnote. And that is just fascinating to me. Again, it's entirely possible that this isn't true, although as of right now, Tucker Carlson isn't denying this. And in fact, Tucker Carlson has talked in the past about knowing Hunter Biden years ago. So there's at least some basis to believe this could be true. Before I give more of my commentary, Brett, what do you think?
Dude, I struggle to find a whiter news peg than a headline with these words in it. Tucker asks Hunter to help Buckley get into Georgetown. Like,
You're not
dude,
wrong.
Like, meanwhile in Brooks Brothers, like that's where we're at with this.
Meanwhile, on the dock.
Yeah, meanwhile inside a boat shoe.
Exactly, broadcasting from a boat shoe. Okay, so there's a few, I think, fairly obvious things about this. One, so this is 2014, which is simultaneously a long time ago, and also not that long ago. Like it's pre-Trump in politics, right? Although Trump was doing his birther stuff. So to put it in perspective, 2014 was 7 years ago. Tucker Carlson, I don't believe even had his own show at this point. He was just awful on the network in general. So it's 7 years ago. It's also 6 years into the Obama presidency. And this guy who had been on Fox being awful, and I'm gonna demonstrate how awful he was at that time in a minute. Making a whole career off of attacking the Obama administration and terrorizing people to be scared of Obama and all that, was trying to get the son of the vice president to help his kid get into a college. Like, if the swamp and the establishment is anything, is it not a right-wing pundit getting the Democratic vice president's son to help his kid get into a school that apparently he isn't qualified for? And then going to dinner together, and then going on Fox News and demonizing the vice president. But they're fine because apparently all that political stuff really means nothing to them. And they're just using each other for benefits and then going and getting a tomahawk steak or something. And it's all good because all that political stuff is just fluff. That's how we make more money, but we don't really care about any of that.
Like at this point, Hunter Biden was like already the one in trouble for stuff. Like Hunter's history, his storied past, like I wouldn't doubt that they both were hanging out in the same cloud of coke smoke, like Tucker and Hunter. Like they both reek of that high society BS, and it's true. Like what is most astounding to me is that these so-called populists of the right wing have gravitated toward two sides of a coin that couldn't hate each other more, right? Their two choices are Donald Trump or Tucker Carlson. new money Gatsby, old money Gatsby. Like they're both just this weird, disgusting, like Gilded Age symbolism of how you're so screwed. Because there you got Tucker Carlson, who's like this establishment figure, lots of generations of family money, got the haircut, got the bow tie to match. And then Donald Trump, who is like the sludgy version of the rich guy. But neither of those two categories of rich schmucko gives a rat's ass about you.
100%. And this is the sort of story that I think, in theory, should break through, and it will not at all. Revealing like the fundamental lie, like revealing the grift doesn't break through, because the reason the grift works is that they have co-opted these people's minds and they have convinced them that they're the only arbiter of what is true. Andrew Lawrence had a great tweet though. If Chris Hayes had asked Don Jr. for a letter of recommendation to get his kid into some elitist preschool, it would be the lead story on Fox News every hour until Monday, which is indisputable. But the Tucker Carlson thing doesn't matter. But that Fox will continue to demonize Hunter Biden, but they were getting benefits from him. And I want to be clear, he's having this like jolly good conversation with Hunter Biden. Maybe we'll go to dinner. I was curious. It was 7 years ago. Maybe Tucker Carlson was a totally different person. I don't know. So I went back to November of 2014, and I found what Tucker Carlson was getting up to. And so I'm going to play you a bit of video. This is Tucker Carlson on Alex Jones's show in November. So this is 1 week before the email you saw. So he did this video and then he emails the son of Joe Biden to help him out. So here is what he was up to.
What Ben Stein on Fox News saying he's the most racist president ever. I don't know if I agree with that, but he certainly has race baited and used race more than any president in recent history.
Exactly.
What do you think about Obama?
I have no idea what's in his heart. I have no idea what his true beliefs are, but it's very clear. They've made it as clear as it's ever been in the last 2 weeks that they're willing to use race to divide the country and get out the vote, and use racial fears to get their base, out to the polls. And I think it's effective. It works. Fear works. It works for me, by the way. I'm motivated. When I'm afraid, it motivates me. I think human beings are all that way. But in the case of racial division, there's a consequence that lasts far beyond election day. If you stoke people up along racial lines, you get ethnic politics. And look around the world. You've traveled. You know, practically every other country on the planet is divided by ethnic politics. We haven't been historically, but we're moving in that direction. And it's really scary because ethnic politics doesn't go away. If you and I disagree on an issue, the issue can be resolved and we can become friends again. If we're divided by race, race is immutable. It doesn't change. We're always divided. And those divisions can be bitter. They can turn violent. I mean, you don't even want to play with that stuff. And they're doing it in a big way, and it's reckless.
Now, I know what you're going to say, but wait. He's been doing that ever since with the Great Replacement and all that. So it's weird for him to say that and then go on to say that they're importing voters. But I want to be very clear. You can go watch the extended video. He's doing the Great Replacement in this video, saying that they're bringing in voters for permanent political power and they're trying to scare people on racial lines, which he would never do. So he says the Biden administration, the Obama administration with Joe Biden as vice president, is trying to balkanize America into permanent racist politics. Okay, that was a good show. Hey, Hunter Biden, could you get my kid into a nice school? It's just, it's all BS. It's all BS.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Tucker was just doing critical race, like his version of critical race theory. Him saying that like race, the folks who he knows he can't deny that racism is a problem in America. So he gets mad at people for bringing it up. That's like saying, how dare you bring up this fire in this house? Are you trying to divide us? You're trying to get us to leave this beautiful house. It's always been a beautiful house. It's like, it's on fire, let's fix it. And he gets mad at you for pointing that out.
100%. And by the way, just to tie in with the fact that he was being all gushy about Alex Jones this week, he was just going on Alex Jones's show in 2014. All the crazy conspiracy theory stuff about the gay frogs and the weather beams and all that. So Alex Jones was already doing that. He'd been doing that for years and years and years. Tucker Carlson just went on his show.
This is his like training.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.